excuse me. Hi. Our story today is called Chickens at the Lighthouse. And of course, I've got some chickens and I've got a lighthouse. And so I thought I'd start with a couple of activities before the story that you might be interested in. And chickens, they lay eggs, right? So we're going to take a look at an egg or two and do a science experiment with one. So I'm going to put my chicken down and we are going to take a look at an egg. And you can see that I've got some things set up. So let's take a look at what's inside an egg. I've got a little plate here, and I've got an egg. And I think this one, oh wait, no. These are my raw eggs. And I wanted to crack a raw egg so we could take a look and see what's inside. So here we go. Hard tell, yep, I got it right this time. Cut some of the goo is coming out and I'm spreading it out onto my plate. Uh-oh, I broke the yolk. Oops. So what are the parts of inside of an egg? If you've cooked with eggs before or watched your mom cooking with eggs before, you know that there's the yolk, and then there's all this kind of clear goo that's all around it. And when you put it in the pan, that turns white. So that's why they kind of call it egg whites. But there's another scientific name for it too. It's called albumin. So you can say that just to help you remember what it is, albumin. And there's also a lot of other parts to the egg that we don't think about sometimes. I don't know if you can see it, but right over here, there's a little piece of sort of what looks like a white twisty cord. And then if I hadn't broken the egg, there would have been another part of a little white twisty cord over here. And that part of the egg is what holds the yolk in the center of the egg when it's not cracked. So the yolk doesn't bounce around. It's actually a cord that suspends the yolk inside the egg, and that's called the chalaza. Say that, chalaza. And let's see, oh yeah, there's also some membranes, especially, if you've ever, let's see, where's my shell? Let's see if that shows up. If you take a look at what's inside the egg and you start to pull can you see this? Pull the shell apart. There's a really thin membrane, and there's actually two of them in between the shell and the egg white or albumin that's in there, and that keeps out a lot of bacteria and protects what's inside the egg. It's really useful. But there's also something else inside. This one is a hard-boiled egg, and I want to show you this one. This is really cool, and you can't see it if you are doing a raw egg. Oh, there's the membranes that I was talking about. I'm peeling those. But if you take a look, see, you can see those membranes. When it's hard-boiled, you can really see it. See that? Oh. And if you peel a hard-boiled egg, what you're going to find is, when you're done, is it's not completely smooth or egg-shaped. Okay, I got enough of it. At the very bottom of the egg, can you see that little indentation? Now, when you hard-boil the egg white got solid and the yolk is inside and the membranes stick to the shell. But what is this? What made that little indentation at the bottom of the egg? Inside an egg is also a little bit of air. And so there's a little air pocket inside each egg. So that's what raw eggs are all about. So let's do a science experiment. I'm going to put this to the side. Just one little quickie science experiment. And to do that, I'm going to see if eggs sink or float and what might affect the way that works. So here's a little bit of water that I'm pouring into the pan. Oh, pouring into the pan way too slowly. There we go. Take off the lid. All right. Okay, now let's see if an egg sinks or float. What do you think, guys? It's going to sink or float? I don't know. So I am going to try a raw egg and see what happens. Oh, it looks like it sank right to the bottom. Now here's another hard-boiled egg. Do you think it makes a difference if it's hard-boiled or raw? What's your guess? I don't know. Here we go. All right. They both sunk to the bottom. Do you think we might be able to get them floating? I don't know. Maybe so. Let's find out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add salt, which adds density to the water. And if it's more dense, it'll push up on the egg. Anything that's less dense than the eggs will make it float. So I got about 5 tablespoons of salt here, and I'm gonna just dump it in and stir it up and see if I can get those eggs to float. That was about 5 tablespoons. Are we floating yet? Not yet. Let's add some more salt, making that water a little bit more dense. See if we can do it. Okay, let's see. Yeah! Now you can't see it from where you are, but when I poke it, it sinks and then it floats back up to the top. So that's a little science experiment you can try at home with just some water and an egg, and it doesn't matter if it's raw or hard-boiled, but you can make an egg float by putting salt in water. So there we go. I want you to meet 3 chickens. Here's a chicken. Chicken 1 is named Miss Nuggets. She's cool. Chicken 2 is called Dumpling. So I've got Dumpling and Miss Nuggets. And then chicken 3, I don't have 3 hands. So chicken 3 is called Omeletta. Nuggets, Dumpling, and Omeletta. And there are characters in the story, along with the lighthouse keeper, of course. So here we go. At the lighthouse, the hens had just finished laying their eggs for the day, and now there was nothing to do. I just can't peck around this lighthouse yard anymore. Not another minute, sighed Miss Nuggets. I'm so bored, Bawk Dumpling. Bored. Oh, what is a chicken supposed to do? Sputtered Omeletta. See that tall tower? Ooh, it's a lighthouse, tucked Miss Nuggets. I've never been inside a lighthouse, the other 2 said. Whew. What kind of a chicken goes inside a lighthouse, said Omeletta. The kind of pluckety pluck 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 cluckers that we are, clucked Miss Nuggets. I think she's brave. Chickens, I've never seen a chicken in a lighthouse. Around a lighthouse, yes, but inside the lighthouse? No, but Omeletta and Miss Nuggets and Dumpling. They strutted off towards the lighthouse door. As they strutted along, they were talking and squawking and barking to each other. Oh, we're going to the lighthouse. Bark, bark, bark. So when chickens say chickadee, chick, 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 chicken, can you say it too? Here we go. Chickadee, chick, 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 chicken. Do it again. Chickadee, chick, 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 chicken. Ha! Now the question is, chickens went to the lighthouse. Should the chickens go inside the lighthouse? I want your answer. Should they? We're going to give you a choice here. Yes, should they go inside the lighthouse, or no? Should they not go inside the lighthouse? What do you think? Oh, yes, 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 yes. We found out, yes, you do want them to go in the lighthouse. Oh, thanks, yay. So they did. They went to the lighthouse, just like you wanted. Inside the lighthouse, the chickens saw a stairway. Up, up, up went the stairway, and around and around and around. It was a spiral stairway. And Miss Nugget said, I doodle-doo dare you to climb to the top, all you other chickens. So they flapped and they climbed, And they climbed to the top and they didn't stop. And Amaletta said, "Oh, my poor chicken feet," up the stairs one at a time. So yes, I'm glad that we found out that you wanted them to go up into the lighthouse because the chickens really wanted to go. Yep, and up the stairs to the top of the lighthouse, the chickens climbed 1 foot at a time, squawking all the way, squawk, squawk, squawk. So when the chickens say, "Buck, buck, buckety, squawk," you say it too. Okay, here we go. Buck, buck, buckety, squawk. Buck, buck, buckety, squawk. So now the chickens climb those stairs. They're at the top of the lighthouse. High at the top of the lighthouse, the 3 chickens looked out the window. Ah, how do we get down? Squawked Amaletta. And just then, the lighthouse keeper appeared and shouted, "Shoo, shoo, you chickens, get out, get out, get out." So how are they going to get out? How are they going to get down? "I doodle dare you to fly out the window," said Miss Nuggets. So should the chickens fly out the window and down from the lighthouse? Here's your choice. Yes, should they fly out, or no, try to get down some other way? What do you think? Oh, everybody said yes? Oh, good. Because that's the best way, I'm telling you. "Chicken flight is quite a sight," yelled Nuggets, Dumpling, and Amaletta. Woo! So out the window the chickens flapped, and out the windows the chicken jumped. Woo! Out they go. That was a very good choice. And as they jumped for miles around, you could hear the chickens squawking before they hit the ground. And when the chickens say, "Squawk, squawk," you say it too. Ready? "Squawk, squawk," because they were flying down from that lighthouse window, kind of screaming. That's chicken scream, right? Yeah. Okay. Cluck. Oh, and now the 3 chickens landed. And they were in luck. Boom, you know, they flew out the window. They landed on the ground with a bump. Now, when the chickens landed, they were in luck because right in front of them was the lighthouse keeper's truck. Oh boy. Cluck, cluck, cluck. Can the chickens drive back home to their coop in the truck? Here's your choice again. Should they drive in the truck? Yes. Or no, chickens can't drive. What do you think? Oh, everybody said yes. So we have to cluck, 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 cluck for the truck. And they did. They drove the truck home to their coop. We'll see those chickens next time. Okay, so what we have here today is a craft that we like to do along with the story. It's a chicken that looks like this, and it actually rocks back and forth on your table after you make it. So I'm going to put the one I made, the example, to the side, and we're going to get out all of the supplies. What you need is some scissors and a marker or two. And if you have some red and yellow and orange paper, you can use that. Or if you just have white paper, you can color that with the markers to make some of the color on the chicken. So let's get started. Oh yeah, and you need, of course, a paper plate. So let's start with the plate. We're gonna fold it in half and crease it along the back. Now there's the chicken back. So when you put it on the table, it moves and it rocks. Okay, so chickens have a beak. And I have some yellow paper, and this is how I'm going to make the beak. So if your paper has a corner on it, like this right here, I'm going to pick up that corner and fold it in like that so it looks like a square. And then I'm going to cut it out. Oops, can you see that? There we go. I have to figure out where my camera is. Okay, so I'm going to cut along the corner and cut along the corner. And now I have a square. And I lost my glue stick. Oh dear, here it is. It fell on the floor. I have to glue this chicken together. And so I'm going to take my glue stick and I'm going to pick an end and I'm going to, right here where it's the fold, I'm going to stick a bunch of glue on one side and stick a bunch of glue on the other side. And then I am going to hold my square right into that crease and press it. Oops, see how I did that? Okay. And then even when I open it up, whoops, there we go. Chicken beak. Okay, chicken beak. So now another thing that a chicken has is called the comb, and we're gonna make one of those. And again, if you have a red piece of paper, or if you have a piece of paper that is white, you can color it red. And this is how we're gonna make a comb. And we're gonna make one for each side. So here is a corner. And again, I'm gonna fold it over bigger this time because the comb is bigger. I'm gonna crease it. And then I'm going to cut out that along the edges, just like this. Put my scrap aside. And so I've got something that looks like this. So how am I gonna do this? I got a flat side and a corner side. So along the wide side, I am going to cut some scallops, which means partial circles. Do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do. I scrap aside. And so now you have two somethings like this. So I don't want the point on it. So I'm going to make it flatter. I'm going to cut it right across the bottom. So now I have two chicken combs. So I'm going to pick up my chicken, put a little bit of glue on my plate where I want to put that comb, and stick one on one side, like this. Turn the chicken over, and a little bit more glue, like that. Okay, now this chicken is looking pretty special so far, I think. I think he needs an eye. So out of my marker basket here, I'm gonna put an eye on my chicken, and all I'm gonna do is make, with the dark marker, make a little circle and color it in for the eye. It's looking pretty cool. Turn them over, another circle, and color it in. And there's my eye. All right, good. So two-eyed chicken. Now this chicken that we're making doesn't have a tail yet. So our example chicken, whoops, which I'm dropping on the floor, has some loops for a tail. There, loops. So let's figure out how to make a loop and glue it to our chicken. So I have some orange paper, or like I said before, if you got white paper, you can just color it whatever you want. And so I'm gonna take one of the sides and cut about an inch strip. So if I put down like my thumb, that will make me cut about an inch. So I'm measuring it there. And then I'm gonna cut it all the way around to the other end, and I've got a strip. And I'm gonna do that again because I want two orange strips. And then I think I also have some red paper, and I'm gonna do a strip out of red paper too. So there's my thumb to measure my inch and cut. And all the way across, I have a red strip. I have two orange strips and one red strip, but you can do as many as you want. You can have a really cool fluffy tail, a fluffy feather tail. But here's what we're gonna do. We are going to take the two orange strips, and there we go. I'm not on camera. Put a little glue there, and a little glue on each end, and stick them together. There's one loop. See my loop? Set it down, and then another loop by gluing the two ends together. And I'm only going to do two right now because I'm going to do something special with the third loop. Okay, so now I'm going to turn my chicken upside down, and I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the right by the crease on one end, and the other side of the crease. There we go. On the other end. Okay. And then I'm going to pick up my orange loop and stick one on one side. And the other loop, whoops, on the other side. Then I'm going to kind of squeeze it so it looks like that. Loopy feathers. Okay. So now I'm going to open it up. Now, right now, you can see that the orange loops are pointed out the back end of the chicken butt. But this one, this third one, I'm going to do different. I didn't glue it together yet because I'm going to do it so it points down. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on this orange loop and this orange loop. And then it's a different angle. I'm going to put like this, sort of like a almost 90 degrees, but not quite. And then over here and glue it and adjust it. And so it sort of sticks downward on your chicken tail. See? Ta-da! Oops, glue stick's gonna fall on the floor again. All right, so there you have your chicken. And you can take markers and maybe draw a wing if you like, or cut some more orange and red loops and stick them on here for wings. Either way, it's a cool looking chicken and it rocks. Oops, my scissors are in the way, but it rocks on the table. And so when it's rocking, it looks like it's bending down to peck a seed and then back. Rock, 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 rock. Peck, 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 peck. Peckity, peck, 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 peck. Just like our story. Okay, so there's our chicken. Have fun making it. Make a bunch of them, then you'll have a whole bunch of chickens pecking around your yard or your table. And we hope you had a good time listening to the story today and say goodbye with Chicken and Craft, Miss Nuggets, Dumpling, and Omeletta. Have a good day.
Well, thanks, Anne. That was a really, really fun story and a cool craft, and we got to learn a little bit about eggs too, so that was really cool. Like I said, we're going to be hosting more sessions like this every Thursday, so we're going to be doing Let's Create a Story every Thursday at 11 a.m. Tomorrow is Friday, and that means that we're going to be doing First Step Science, so I hope you join us. We're going to learn about scientific tools and learn how scientists explore the world and do a little exploration ourselves. And then every Tuesday, we're doing Get Crafty, where we can get a little messy and create something really cool. Miss Anne will show us how to do something new next time. So join us for all of those. They're all at 11 o'clock. They're on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. We're hoping to add more programs to this thing that we're calling GLCM Stream. Eventually, this is going to be a membership subscription, but right now, everything is free. So this is going to be an $8 a month membership that you can join us online. You'll be able to get access to live programs like this, and you'll also be able to get access to the archives, so you can do crafts and listen to stories and science whenever you want. So those can all be found at www.greatlakeskids.org/news and events. And if you're interested in keeping programs like this online and donating to the Children's Museum, you can find more information on that at www.greatlakeskids.org/donate. So thank you for joining us. We hope that you join us next time. We had a lot of fun. And until then, we'll say goodbye. Bye.
Rock.